Welcome to the Three Amoebas podcast. Not just any podcast. What has to be hands down my favorite podcast we've ever made. Why do you say that? Well, the boys and I get into some heated debates. We have some very good arguments that are fun to listen to, that are funny. We have LeBron watch, and we record the episode before LeBron happened to break the record. So, first off, congratulations, LeBron. That's a really cool thing. Second off, hearing the conversation now is even better. We have all of the Super Bowl picks that you could ever wonder and ever ask for. And if you're not doing anything, I know you're not, besides watching the Super Bowl, come hang out with us at the Super Bowl party. We're live streaming. We're going to be hanging out. It might be janky. It's going to be either really great or really shitty, but either way, you're going to want to see what happens. So come follow us, come subscribe, find us at 3Amigos on all socials, and hang out with us during the Super Bowl live stream. And if you don't, that's okay too, because I guess we're not friends. So until next time, here's the episode. Welcome back to the Three Amigos podcast. And yes, if you're watching, you are seeing us correctly. There are three of us on this episode today. Chris is finally back from jail. He took a stint there, so we would like to just hear how it was, and maybe if he had a chance to listen to the podcast, anything he had to rebuttal. So, Chris, I'll pass it to you. Take it away.
Welcome back. Thank you. Jail was excellent. Met someone special. As far as I was actually, bummed out missing out on last week's episode because I missed out on being able to talk about the conference championship games last weekend, 2 weekends ago now. And I went into that weekend super excited. I thought that we were going to be watching some killer games. I thought they were going to be really good. And I left that weekend feeling a little disappointed. Part of that's due to injury, and part of that's due to some questionable reffing that went on. As far as the Eagles 49ers game goes, I didn't have a dog in that fight going into that game. But then when Brock Purdy went down and it started to get out of hand, I was like, man, it'd be kind of pretty cool to see the 49ers come back here in Philly and get this win. And then I was thinking, because there were rumors, there was a chance that if they made it to the Super Bowl, Jimmy G was going to possibly come back. I was like, that would be pretty cool to have him come back, maybe finally get his ring on his own type deal. So I started rooting for the 49ers. Obviously, Josh Johnson went down, and then it really got out of hand. What bugged me the most about that game, and I know I already went off on it to you guys, but Kyle Shanahan drives me fucking nuts. And I get it. You just had every single quarterback you have on the roster get injured, and now you're down to nothing. But the second half of that game was so fucking brutal to watch, and it was because the play calling on offense for the 49ers was basically, we give up. We quit. We're ready to go back to San Francisco. Like, you might as well have just gone off to the refs and said, hey, I think we're going to be done here at halftime. You can just hand the trophy over to the Eagles, because that's how they fucking played in the second half. There was nothing done in the second half that showed me that they were trying to win the game still. Now, my suggestion was, I want to see fucking Christian McCaffrey start throwing some short passes, start playing in the wildcat formation. And Justin, you shit on that last week a little bit, just because the one play that they did do something with him, it didn't really work out, but that was one play. And he's had previous plays in the past where we have seen some of that arm talent. His brother was a quarterback for Michigan for a while. The dude knows how to throw a football despite his position. And that would have showed me more fight than them just handing the fucking ball off or tossing these rinky dink, like lateral passes, like screen passes. They played like they already quit, and it was just boring. So for that, like, I just kind of felt like I needed to shit on Kyle Shanahan a little bit.
But
Then
all
going
makes sense
into
with that. You make sense with that. I shit on you because like I like to shit on you.
of course,
That's
what we do.
But like that makes more sense now because remember we cut it off because I was like, no, we can have this conversation on the podcast. No sense, and we don't talk about that stuff because now on the podcast it's funnier, it's live. But secondly, when you just put it in the sense of like they just kind of like you can see like they gave up and they just started doing this and started doing that. Like I can make sense of that. It makes sense, but I almost would be like feel like the same like. We have nobody.
No, and I get that. The situation was so shitty.
But I understand where you would be like, dude, you just gave up. Well, you should have just quit. Like you should have just been like, no, I'm done. I'm good.
There was just no creativity or fight in the second half. It was basically like, let's run the clock out. We're losing this game. Better luck next year.
And I think that's what we actually wrapped it up to last week. I mean, even I think we both said it, Alex. Like it was just at that point, like run the ball, like get this game over with. Not happening. Whatever.
Yeah.
Still got to be out here because it's a respectful thing to do. But he should have just rage quit. Then fuck that.
Yeah, but also
throw your headset and go home.
But also, I guess thinking about it more and more, how amazing defenses are, and even just the Eagles defense, like having a non-quarterback tried to make quarterback reads, just I don't know how well that would have gone. I guess in your eyes, Chris, me too. It's just let's try it. If we throw interceptions, we're gonna lose this game anyway, so who cares, right? Like we already are bound to lose this game. We're down, but they're down like what, 2 touchdowns?
Quarterback, basically.
Yeah, down 2 touchdowns on their emergency quarterback. Then they, like, okay, cool, we're gonna lose anyways. Like, we can't fucking throw the ball. So I guess I'm with, but thinking about it too, it's like their defenses are so good that nowadays that it's like,
how did you not think of a third string? I mean, you don't think of those things, but like, I don't know if you've been plagued by quarterback injuries all year and it's been like a curse of you. Why would you just have one backup?
Well, I think they had a backup, and he came up from the practice squad, right?
Josh Johnson came up from the practice squad.
I think that was their practice squad quarterback. And then
no more. You can't pick up a guy at that point.
Well, you can, but remember you're limited to the 53-man roster. And so this has actually kind of sparked some talk of like, hey, maybe quarterbacks shouldn't count against your 53-man roster. That way something like this doesn't really happen.
Sure, your starter and
your first and second. Yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah,
with that.
but then like you get a third. Because look at like, what happened. Yeah, look at what happened right here.
Well, like, they technically did have a third, like because that was Brock Purdy. Josh Johnson was their fourth.
Yeah,
but active quarterbacks, right? So they technically did have 3 on the team. Trey.
True. Trey being on the IR, I think helps that. So yeah. But so technically, he's the 4th string.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they want to put Jimmy on IR, because he could potentially come back and play.
He could potentially come back, and he could have played in the Super Bowl, which I think would have been cool if they did that. But I'm very happy for Jalen Hurts.
I don't know how this works, but what if you could just travel with your practice squad quarterback? Like they can just travel with you
in case of emergency.
In case of like they can't play unless both of your quarterbacks are just ruled out.
Well, yeah, that's kind of got jersey fucks too, because like then you have to have like a jersey number just in case you gotta play. Then that kind of fucks with everything too, because you can't have the same. Like, yeah, I get it.
Just make them 99.
Yeah, 99.
Actually, no, that's a pretty common number. Yeah, 0-0.
00. Yeah, you're 1. Whatever you want to be. 00. Like that's what your number is. You fucking
0-1.
0-1. Not even 1. 0-1. Yeah, I think, and that's all you had for us, Chris, huh? Just
well, there's also the Bengals and the Chiefs game, and that's where the refs. I mean, there was some questionable reffing in the first game, but the second game it was really blatant.
Yeah, we talked
and it just kind of ruined it.
And you hate to see the like. So sure, I said there were a lot of calls that like should have gone either way and didn't. More for the Chiefs in favor of, but that last call, bro.
That last call was completely legit. Like he was not thinking properly. He should not have hit him. Like they would have gone into overtime if he would have just
100%.
let him run out of bounds. That was not the bad call that pissed me off. It was everything else. It was
That
the
second third down play.
mismanagement with the clock that gave the Chiefs an extra third down. It was not calling holding on the Chiefs. The Chiefs O-line were holding left and fucking right, and they weren't getting called.
My favorite one.
There was
the
just
second,
a lot of like, this seems kind of questionable.
Do you think they should be full-time refs?
Yes. Not only do I think they should be full-time refs, I think there should be some sort of punishment in place for really bad errors.
Fines.
Like that third down mishap. Those
That was
motherfuckers need their pay
rough.
like fined. Obviously not
Players
lose
get
everything,
fined.
but
For,
players get fined,
for doing
coaches get
stupid
fined.
stuff. Yeah, why wouldn't a ref get
Fucking find the
for-
refs when they fuck up that bad.
And what would you even say, like a 95% accuracy? Because obviously they're not going to get 100%. You can't ask for 100%,
No.
right? 97,
People are
90, 95%,
gonna make errors.
right?
Yeah.
97, 95%. And then I don't know if you guys watch Pat McAfee, but like when they have AQ on there, he's like, dude, everyone holds. It's just on who gets caught and who doesn't.
Right.
It's on.
Well,
if it's
yeah,
bad or
that's
not.
the name of the game for the O-line is what can I do to the best of my ability that isn't going to get called?
It's holding, but it's not going to get called because it's in the pads. You're not letting them.
And so, no, I understand there's going to be missed calls. Like, I'm not for like tons of robo refs and different things like that. Like, I like the human element to the game, but it's just in the past 5-10 years, the refs have gotten really bad. It feels like with missing some crucial calls.
Well, I think there's so many more calls now though too. Like the things like back in the day 10 years ago, there wasn't as many like rough the passer doing this,
right?
Doing that. So like now there's just a little bit more to have to like think about.
There are so many more rules.
Again, that's another benefit to having them full time because there are more rules, there are more stipulations. These are things that you should study. You would be a true professional within your craft.
Yeah, they should be doing hours and hours of film study. They should be reffing other games during the off season. There's football played year round with all these different types of leagues.
Now.
Yeah. Or like even fucking like off season high school shit. Like just keep being out there and reffing.
Active. Yeah. But you can put on like sponsors events and like get people involved with it. Like think about how much of an impact you can have in certain communities just even by doing that. And that's an NFL thing. It looks better for the NFL.
Right.
Yeah, could you imagine as a high schooler if Ed Hockley came to your high school? I'd be fucking hyped.
That'd be really cool. See, I miss guys like him.
I think you suck so much about the games and stuff like that, but we always try to like spit at you and get at you, especially when you're not on the podcast. I think we did a good job last week of not saying things, but you're staying awfully quiet for not being there.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Did we?
It's okay. He's turned over a new.
No, I really enjoyed last week's episode. Actually, I thought you guys did a great job, and you tried to get at me, but you just made me laugh.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Well,
welcome back.
I would
thank you.
Yeah, welcome back. I would love for the one, the only Justin Darlington to take us through LeBron watch. How we feeling? Did you know ESPN, you can go on LeBron watch and what he needs and what's going to happen and stuff like that?
Is it guaranteed to happen tonight?
No, it says projected
36
games, 36 points. He's projected in
so
2
very
games.
doable.
Yes.
I mean, if he has a good night and it's against
okay, see.
Thank you. Oh yeah, it could be. I mean, it could happen.
Klay Thompson just tore them up, so they're down for another beating.
And he had 27 points last game against New Orleans.
And why not just give it to the king?
I'm sure he's super motivated.
Yeah, I mean he's had
dressed in all black today. Did you see his little photo going in?
Oh, is
no,
he's looking
wearing special
attending a funeral kind of look. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, what he arrived in the arena. I thought they were wearing their all black jerseys or something.
Well, Alex, I have to say before we get into LeBron watch, we're supposed to talk about the hockey first, but it's okay. So we'll go.
Hockey's trash, bro. I don't.
Why? Which is cool, but we'll talk about
good right now. But I'm just so excited about LeBron watch, man. I don't really like LeBron, but I want to see history happen. That's cool to see.
Oh, 100%. It's super cool. So only 36 games away, which like obviously we record this podcast on Tuesdays. It's nice. Maybe he do it. So like the game starts at 7 Pacific Standard Time. So like we're gonna throw it on and watch it and see what happens. And then if not tonight, it would be Thursday night, which is the day this comes out against the Bucks.
And okay, honestly, I think if I was LeBron and I wanted to be petty, LeBron's a bitch, so he probably would. I would actually hold off and do it against Giannis.
Against Giannis.
Yeah.
Damn.
Just to remind him,
I'm a king.
Yeah. Self-proclaimed, but yeah.
Now, will this ever be broken? That's the next question. This is because he's still probably got 2 or 3 more years. He's gonna only rack up more points.
Yeah, I think you got to wait until he's done.
Yeah,
it will
to determine that
again.
It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, all records are meant to be broken at the end of the day, is what I feel like. And then with the evolution of the 3-pointer and how more insane it is, like it's. Don't get me wrong, LeBron can shoot threes, but he does it a lot of twos, and like the 3-pointer itself is just going to make it a little bit quicker. And like people who are prolific 3 shooters, like Steph Curry and stuff like that, if Steph Curry doesn't get hurt as often, his numbers would be crazy high.
Yeah.
Right. So you just have to find. There's just going to be.
Wait a minute. You said the next game's against the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Either way, he put on a show tonight. I think like 36 points. You think, oh, I can do that. 100%.
Well, I was also thinking because the Bucks is where Kareem started.
That's true.
And it's at home. So yeah, so maybe even if you're that close,
this game's at home.
This game's at home. I don't really know, but I'm just saying, like, Kareem's original team was the Bucks.
Yeah, that's actually a better reason than Giannis.
He's at crypto.com.
Well, that's why LeBron
don't say that.
It's all about him.
What the freaking name of the stadium
Staples
is.
Center.
So LeBron will definitely do it tonight because it's all about him.
That is true. That is a very.
And if he doesn't do it tonight, I'm sure on Wednesday before the Thursday game, we'll get an interview where he comes out and wants to talk about how disappointed he is that he didn't get it tonight.
Yeah. Well, good. Let's just go right into it because that was the other talk. We all
what
know.
The hell was that?
Hold on. First off, for the what
he's the best at throwing himself pity parties.
Let me speak. Damn it. For what everybody is referencing is the fact that LeBron interviewed about not getting Kyrie Irving and that he was just expressing that he was upset that they did not get him.
Hold on.
And then
before you go more into that,
I didn't
not just interviewed, it looked very like staged, like thought out, like
you guys.
It looked productive.
Well, the full interview was about him about to break this record.
Okay, so
but he spent a good chunk of it talking about this situation.
They spent 4 minutes and they asked him
that's a long time.
Question.
Yeah, why would you ask him the question?
Yeah,
I will say that. Okay, I didn't know that.
It was enough to be a reel. So he spent a good long while. He didn't spend 10 fucking minutes talking about how pissed he is.
Spent 4 minutes longer than he should have.
Wasn't even mean. It was literally just expressing, hey, I'm frustrated we didn't go get a talent like him because I know I play well with him. We've had experience. It literally was just explaining why he was frustrated that they didn't land him. It's not in his hands and not his control. And literally the statement afterwards, he goes, but that's all right. I'm focused on the time ahead. And they even laughed about it.
Okay, so explain his tweet because he tweeted about it too.
Oh, it's all good. Hey, aren't you mad about things? I've seen you get mad about Detroit and we have to fucking bring you back.
Yeah, but there's a difference. And so when you want to put him up on the pedestal of all the sports greats, you compare him. And when you compare him to a guy like Tom Brady would have never done that shit. When you compare him to a guy like Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan would not be doing an interview crying about Scottie Pippen.
Comparing whole different people from they're just different people.
I'm just saying he's soft.
Your eyes are goats. No, he's not even soft. How is he soft? He's literally about to be the all-time point leader. He's never been injured throughout a whole entire season. You're calling this man soft?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me. He just knows who he is and has used his image to also be very popular with it and express his wants. Like literally, can you not, from the time he started, when he did his the decision, ever since the decision,
which was obnoxious,
of course, but he's always had interviews after things. He's always been a bigger part within the media. That is a play that he does, this shut up and dribble thing. Like there are so many ways that he is still involved and allowed to be involved, and he's made a difference and allowed other athletes
Yeah,
to
that's
also have
fine.
a voice. Because as an athlete, you wouldn't have a voice, right? Like Tom Brady also doesn't have a voice because in the early 2000s, that's not your thing, right? You wouldn't do that. Or even like Michael Jordan, you wouldn't do that because he would just get fined, or even possibly, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, they were the big dogs. And now there's more freedom towards the people. I know I'm getting mad and heated, but it's the same thing. It's just a different era. It's a different time, and he's allowed to actually be more.
And it's
vocal.
a different era because he personally made the game soft. I've never seen a player cry more to the refs than LeBron. And when he came into the league, you're right, it was a much different league. It was a lot more physical, a lot tougher. And he bitched his way into getting it softer and softer.
How old are you?
27.
Okay, you're 27. How long has LeBron James been in the NBA?
Since 2003.
Okay, that's the time.
20 years.
20 years. So for 20 years, you've had to watch him play. So basically, since you were 7-year-old, which is probably when you could actually cognitively remember watching a basketball game on the fucking TV that you've seen LeBron been playing. So of course you're going to see the evolution of the game change, but we can look back at football and the same thing. Football's soft now.
Yeah, but that is due more to outside pressure than it is to a single. You can't tie that to a single player.
But I wouldn't consider him the only person to be soft like that. KD, Cupcake, when everybody was making fun of him.
Let's go back even further in NBA history and look at the Detroit Bad Boys, who beat up on Michael Jordan for several years. Yeah. What did Jordan do? Did he bitch the refs? Did he cry? No, he packed on muscle and he made his game a lot more physical than it used to be.
It's just a different personality.
And then he propelled himself to being a winner.
100%. Well, LeBron is the same things. He just expressed discomfort and not have. And again, you got the evolution of the fucking iPhone, Instagram, Snapchat. All these things also put it in a real fucking light. These people you wouldn't have known that these people in the 80s and the 90s would complain about things because you had no fucking way to know.
That's
unless
fair.
they, right? Where now he has a fucking cell phone and he can do this. And if
that's
he gets
fair,
mad,
but he's choosing. No, but here's the thing. Yes, we have more access to things like that, but we also have the ability to make decisions, and 100%. We can decide what to put out there and what not to put out there. And he decides to put all of his grievances out there. He literally whines about everything that upsets him out there, puts it out there. And then today he comes out and he says that he's the greatest ever. He's the best to ever play the game.
I mean, are you wrong?
What's his NBA final record? And what's Michael Jordan's final record?
Okay. Still, how many has he been to? How long has he been
6
playing?
and 6 and 4 and 10, I think.
So there's other things. Like, yes, he might
so
not
40%. And that last one, honestly, was a gimme, because I don't think they would have gotten it if they're in the bubble. And he's coming out and he's talking about how he's the greatest ever, but he's got Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook, and he's the greatest ever. But man, I don't think the Lakers are making the playoffs.
Dude,
but he's the greatest ever.
Literally competitive for the playoffs. They're not
making the playoffs.
The West is. Oh,
let's make a bet right now, Justin. They're not making the playoffs.
What do you want?
You can pick.
We talk about this another time.
I'm that confident about
25 and 29 is what the record is. The last seed right now in the playoffs is 27 and 28. It's literally not far off. Alex, you've been super quiet, and I know me and Chris have been doing it. We're gonna just keep ranting about this, and this is a moment where you would jump in and help us and save us.
No, you know why I didn't? Because it was good. We haven't had a heated argument on this podcast yet, like a heated argument where two of you, I didn't. I was just kind of hanging out doing my own thing. But I want to fact check something real quick, Chris. You said that he came out and said he's the greatest ever. I just went to LeBron James Twitter, not on there. Don't know what you saw.
I can pull it up right now.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm not talking about Twitter. I'm not talking about Twitter.
Okay, cool. I was just like, I'm trying to find the tweet that says it. Maybe it's there, right? Whatever. Sure. Okay. Second off.
But in your eyes, if you don't think Kobe thought the same thing, Michael Jordan thought the same thing.
Absolutely, but they were right.
Hold on. I will say.
No, I just said that to piss you off.
I will say watching what was that documentary called on Michael Jordan?
Last Dance.
The Last Dance.
Watching that, Jordan did seem to complain a lot, but he did have, I'm going to complain, but then I'm just going to take action about it. Right. So that's kind of how and I think what Chris is saying is he complains, but then doesn't do anything about it.
No, he does do something about it, but usually what it is jumping to a different team and trying to assemble a different super team.
Assemble
And
the
then when that
Avengers.
doesn't work, when that falls apart, he jumps to a different,
Well, that's just your conception of loyalty, and I can
Kobe
understand.
didn't do that.
And, like,
Michael
I
didn't do
want to
that.
ask you a question, Chris.
Yes.
Do you think LeBron James is one of the greatest scorers of all time?
Yes, absolutely. I'm not going to deny that he's not one
Cool.
of the best of all time.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely. And I'm not going to deny that he doesn't do a lot of great things, such as like the schools and whatnot that he funds. But he drives me crazy with some of the things he does on the court and some of the shit he says about himself, because I compare him to the other greats, and I just like how the other greats carry themselves a little bit better.
And I can say you cannot compare the greats of the old days to the greats of today. You have to compare the greats of today to the greats of today.
Well, I'm also comparing him to the greats of other sports of today.
No, that's right. That's what I'm saying. Like Tom Brady and like, I'm going to go NASCAR for some reason. Jeff Gordon. Don't know why I went there.
I knew you were going to say Jeff Gordon, though.
Don't know why that's why. But I mean, even like, no matter who you say, like either Mookie Betts or Aaron Judge or Mike Trout or whoever you want to like put up there.
Derek Jeter.
Yeah, he is a lot. I mean, I'm just saying today, like in today's super great game, he is a lot more super active on social media and is a lot more negative, I guess you could say, on how he puts his grievances out there. He's always complaining, but he is one of maybe the GOAT. Who knows? I don't really know about that conversation. Like,
he's definitely on the, if you're going to do a Mount Rushmore of basketball, he's on the Mount Rushmore.
He's definitely one
No
or
doubt.
two. He's definitely
For
one or
sure.
two. There's no doubt he's one or
Well,
two.
he's not one, but he's
Okay,
2 or 3.
But whatever. He's definitely top 2. But I think Chris, his dilemma is not on the court with LeBron James. His dilemma is how he's affected the court, how they play.
That's my biggest gripe.
And I mean, like
say
when he's
things?
Yeah, 100%. I just wanted to finish one
Love
thought.
it.
When he's
Love it.
the only thing that I will say for Chris is the like weakening the game, sure, but also motherfucker's like 6'10", 250 pounds of muscle, 240 pounds of muscle, whatever he is. It's not really weakening. Yeah, we're not even really weakening the game. I think he just wants more fouls. But like he puts his head down, he's gonna get a foul. And that's what basketball is today: is you go drive foul. Okay, Jay, what?
And I just don't enjoy it as much as I did.
This is
as a kid.
This is Justin's floor.
Yeah, Justin, go for it.
My floor, my time. Okay, no, I will be brief and I'll be quick because we can always get so angry about it. And I think obviously one of the things that you don't like about LeBron is from Ohio. That's like a big staple because I know how much you just hate Ohio, and I know there's other things about it that you just don't like. Don't harm, no foul. I get it. I think there's 2 things. You talk about all these other greats like Kobe and Michael Jordan. Let's be specific with them. The one thing I can tell you about both of those people, like at certain points, due to the level of competitiveness they had, they were assumed as assholes. People didn't like them. Their teammates didn't like them. But I would even just go as far to say, like, I would say that's less than what LeBron has encountered in his career. Like, I don't think I can name that many people that hated playing with him or has verbally come out and hated playing with him. Right.
True.
So
yeah,
there's that part of it. And then the other thing I think too, right? Like you talk about getting him complaining, having these moments. Well, I also think at the same time, like he's also put in really bad positions to where people are allowed to disrespect him. Like media can constantly disrespect him, people can shoot at him, like just with that, like again, we talk about the evolution of social media and all these things. Like, dude, no one was going to tweet at Michael Jordan then because there wasn't a fucking Twitter. But if he would have had all that stuff, I mean, who knows what that would have done for all of it, what decisions he would have made, all these stuff. Like I do understand what you're saying, where there's a lot of grievances, he talks a lot about it, but I think the era's just kind of changed. And the Kobe was one of those where you're like, you started in the 90s, you rolled into the 2000s, you started where social media was really started getting hot and everybody was rolling with it, right? And then you were a legend and then your career ended. And as it gets more, I think we always still see a lot of that. Like everybody in media is going to portray you out to be the worst human being you can possibly be.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, no matter who you are in the sport, but especially when you're one of the biggest stars, it's a constant battle with the media. And you know, I kind of regret mentioning his tweet about Kyrie, because really I'm barely on Twitter, so I don't actually see most of the shit he's tweeting. What I say is from the interviews he does post game or just outside, like that's where I see a lot of the shit that he whines about, more so than just what he tweets about. But I'm sure it's on there too. But yeah, no doubt, new world with that kind of technology. Then you're right, people would have been mad talking shit to Jordan on Twitter.
I will give you
back
that
then.
too, because Kobe ended in 16. So it was like right as the technology bubble kind of hit. Sure, 13 was when it like kind of crazy came out of nowhere.
What do you say, like early
really
2010s when like my Facebook started getting really
yeah,
hot,
but how it is used today was probably like 2018, 2019, like really getting into it, where like if you want to know any news, you go to Instagram, you go to Twitter, you go to like these, you don't go to the internet. You want to know something, you go to one of these social media platforms, you type in what you want to know, and it'll probably pop up.
Yeah.
But thank you for having that debate, guys. Also, Jay, I want to commit, that was a really put together argument at the very end there. I like that. That's good. And Chris, thanks for being a big man. Chris, you're a big man for admitting. Admitting you were wrong.
Let's talk about the whole reason this even came up, and it was the fact that the fucking Kyrie Irving got traded.
Yeah.
Supposed to get traded 1,000,001 places and ended up out to Mavericks. I heard they had to deal with the Clippers that fell through, a deal with the Lakers that ended up falling through, and then they ended up sending them to the Mavs. The Mavs sent 2 players in a first round and a couple second rounds. I think they sent like a handful of second rounds for Kyrie Irving.
Well, they sent the 2020, what was it, 2027?
2029.
2029 first round, 2027 second round, I think.
Oh,
and then
not
two players.
And then a point guard and a wing.
Yeah. And so for Kyrie, love, hate, whatever you want to say about the man, his handles and his skill on the court is crazy.
That's the problem though.
When he plays,
his skill is on the court.
Yeah,
you need to get him on the court.
Yeah. See,
that's the toughest problem.
Maybe have Mark Cuban, who's gonna, maybe, I don't know. All I know is hopefully it's going to be good for Luka. Hopefully Luka can now not play the point role and play more of that shooting big role. Hopefully it just helps him a lot.
I think it does too. I think it gives him a whole different dynamic to a team too, right? Like I had Kyrie in that point guard spot, Luka at the 2, and then that's much different from a Kevin Durant, Kyrie. That's a different combo. Like that's a whole different beast. And I think getting away with those, if that's all it is, like dude, that's a steal in my eyes. Like he was disgruntled anyways. He wanted out. And if he plays for you, then great. And I mean, that organization is ran by Mark Cuban. So I mean, like Mark Cuban's a pretty
old. It's not like they don't have money.
Yeah, exactly. They don't.
But here is the problem. They're gonna have to win it right now. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to. I don't know what this is, but their starter is Luka point, Kyrie 2. I don't know why.
Making Luka the point guard
on their depth chart on ESPN. It says Luka point, Kyrie 2, and then Tim Hardaway Jr., Reggie Bullock, and Christian Wood. So weird.
It'll be interesting to see how they balance the ball control between those two. Might take some figuring out.
And at least you'll always have a point on the court.
Yeah.
Justin, as a fan of Dallas, I know. Yeah. What are you thinking here?
I mean, I will see, dude. I mean, the Mavs haven't been in it, but they're not out of it, but they're not in it. They're like decent. They're currently on the upper end, but they've been in, they've been out, but Luka's really talented, and I think adding like good talent like that to them makes it a lot better for them, because they didn't have I mean, they have decent people, but they didn't really have like a number 2.
No, it was basically just Luka carrying that team.
100%.
It was 100% Luka carrying that team.
I mean, don't get me wrong, like Tim Hardaway Jr. is a good basketball player, but I wouldn't consider him like a superstar or a star. He's not Anthony Davis, LeBron James on the fucking Lakers. He's not fucking PG and Kawhi Leonard on the Clippers, right? Like that's just such a different combo. So the fact that they added this, I think, was much needed, especially being in the West. And if you can do this with even the I would say the little paper talent that you have, good for you. Then you just keep getting better, right? But you said they kind of have to win like now, but I don't know what's going on with like Kyrie's contract or what that means for them afterwards. So if they wanted to keep him, are they going to just pay him, or were they like, oh fuck it, we just want to see what it looks like? Kind
Yeah,
of.
they haven't even said anything about that, right? They're not going to pay him yet. They're going to let him
Kyrie,
No, they're not going to.
I think with Kyrie, you have to kind of experiment at the same time because, like, there's been a lot of things surrounding Kyrie Irving. So you kind of just want to like play it safe. Hey, let's see what you do this year. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, there's no need to commit guaranteed money to him just yet. See how this season plays out. You're risking maybe he leaves after this season to go to LA or something, but you
even
can't
if the
just throw
Mavericks
him
don't
guaranteed
make it
money.
that far in the playoffs, it's probably better than what they should. I mean, compared to
For
the
sure.
talent around the West, right? And that would be
Yeah.
all on the shoulders of Luka. It's going to be Luka playing 5 games of straight heat.
Well, I think that
Yeah.
was all the big news of basketball, right? There wasn't much more.
Only really
Not
big
really,
thing
no.
other than that was Milwaukee's on a tear right now. They're an
Yeah.
8-game streak. So I mean, trying to get back up to the Celtics.
They're only 1 game behind. So yeah, it's
If you ever really want to see like a really, really competitive like division in anything, that the Western Conference in basketball is one of the craziest things to watch because there are teams that are sitting just outside that are literally like a half a game back.
Yep.
And they could be in the 4th or the 5th, just depending on how these things you can look at day to day and it could change.
Yeah, your 9th spot, so you're out. If they gain a full point, they go to the 5th spot. That's how it would work. That's crazy.
Smile, Chris. You look so sad after that combo.
No, I wasn't sad. I was listening.
He's just listening. Justin, I know you wanted us to talk about the NHL. The All-Star game just happened. It was cool to see Ovechkin
like that was in Florida.
and yeah, it's nice area. It's cool to see Ovechkin and Crosby in there. They just been holding it down for years and years and years and years and years, and just to see them like back together again. They did a little passing thing, and Ovechkin's kid scored the goal. It was like really cool. It's like a cool moment. But on the ice, man, the Kraken are in the first seat. The Knights have taken a dip. They are in 3rd in their division now. They might not even. It's crazy that they're in the 3rd. Like that's weird. The Jets or the Stars are so good right now. The Hurricanes are just insane.
Or the Stars are hot right now.
Stars are very hot. The Hurricane are literally insane. They're on a 7-game win streak. The Penguins are, doing Penguin things.
Waddling around.
They're not out of it, but they just need a big all-star turnaround. When you have
Let's be honest, Boston is taking the East anyway.
Oh, 100. I'm not talking about that. I'm just trying to make playoffs, bro. Like
right.
When you have a +8 point differential, it's not very good. It's not going to be that's the crazy thing about Boston. The next closest person to them is the Stars at +41 and Boston's at +81, a 40-point goal differential difference. And they've played the same amount of games. Like that is like insane. They in the same amount of games, they scored 40 more goals or like stopped and scored 40 more goals. It's ridiculous. Hopefully they're not doing too bad because they just had a weird 3-game losing streak like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, which is weird for them because now they're 39-7 and 5 overtime losses. So it's good. The Red Wings are, as we thought, trash. Sorry, Chris.
Still rebuilding. Give them next year.
It's a rebuild year. But now we're gonna go on to what you guys know, what you guys love, what you guys love to hear us talk about. The NFL, the National Football League. And I want to start us out with we're gonna get to the Pro Bowl, love it or hate it. We're gonna get to the Super Bowl, love it or love it. We're gonna go with awards first. We got that coming up in a couple days. Actually, the day this drops, that'll be coming out. So I want to take you through who's up for the ballot. And I want you guys to give me who wins. Cool.
You start with like the bottom one and then work our way up. So not.
Yeah, you want me to start? I'll start with offensive assistant or assistant player or assistant coach of the year. I'll start there. Okay.
Oh, I don't even know that.
Yeah. So we've got
it's an award.
Shane. I don't know how to say his last name. Stickins from the Eagles. We've got DeMarco Ryans from the 49ers. And hey, Chris.
Yes.
Ben Johnson.
I figured.
Who do you think takes
Well, Obviously, my vote is for Kellen Moore. Um, no, I'm definitely going Ben Johnson. He definitely he should deserve that one for
Yeah, he
sure.
does. I'm gonna go with DeMarco Ryan. He just had a terrible season,
Yeah, he did.
and he got
I'm excited to
coached.
see what he does as a head
Yeah.
coach.
Even Ben Johnson deserves it. It's unfortunately going to go
Yeah.
to Marco Ryan just due to the nature of the beast right now. I mean, he really took that San Francisco team that was like could have been nothing. They at least did
Yeah.
something.
And now he got himself a head coaching job.
That's why I think they're going to
Ben Johnson wanted to stay. That's the more faithful.
Yeah,
That
no,
is-
he pulled
that's
himself
a great move.
out of the running to stay. But I think if he would have taken that job, he probably would have a good chance at this.
Yeah. Okay, now we'll go to coach of the year. Okay. We got Dable from the Giants, McDermott from the Bills, Peterson from the Jags, Shanahan from the 49ers, and Sirianni from the Eagles.
It's Sirianni.
Sirianni. That's the only
Sirianni, maybe Doug
Or-
Peterson, just
yeah,
because
Doug
of how
Peterson.
quickly he got that Jags team
That
to turn
turnaround was
around
insane.
and make the play. Not only make the playoffs, win a fucking game.
I could even maybe see
so
Dable.
I could see that.
I could see Dable.
I could
too.
see Dable.
Kyle
Sean
Shanahan.
McDermott should not be on
I
there.
don't think Kyle Shanahan motherfucker chokes. So
But I could still see him getting it.
I could see him win it. Yeah.
Team with fourth string quarterback, but
I could see him getting it because of the quarterback situation.
That is
and
actually
making
true.
it that
That's
far.
a good point.
I'm
Jay.
not talking about like this is not
Just
playoff. This
coach
is
of the year.
in
But
season.
Sean McDermott, why is
Should
he
not,
on there?
Yeah, he should not be on there. He doesn't belong. But actually, okay, so who do you think's gonna win it?
I think all they'll have it running, but I have to
Yep.
go with Nick Sirianni because at the end of the day, like the Eagles are a whole different team with him at the helm, and that's been a fun team to watch this year.
I'm gonna go Sirianni as well.
I'm
That was
also
hard.
going to go Sirianni. But my biggest reason is when he got hired at the Eagles, a lot of people were laughing at him because of his press conference. And
Yeah.
even like some of the interviews he did afterwards,
want
he was just saying
dogs.
some weird shit about like, planting flowers and growing this team. And so like he got a lot of hate. And Dan Campbell got a lot of outside hate from the weird shit he would say. So to kind of give the Lions good luck of a turnaround like the Eagles, I'm going to go with Sirianni.
We've got comeback player of the year. We got three really good options here. Shaquan Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, Geno Smith.
Geno Smith.
Geno
That's
Smith.
mine.
I don't know.
I can
Christian
make a case for
McCaffrey,
all
though.
of those. So like
Yeah.
with Saquon coming back after like his really bad, like was it quadricep tear, hamstring tear, or something like that, and then
He had something bad.
he had so many different things, right? And have a really good season. Good for him. Way to come back. Christian McCaffrey went traded halfway through the season and took that 49ers team, really made a difference, but he did it halfway through the season.
Yeah,
Geno Smith played all season long after having played for how long?
yeah.
It took a team to at least playoffs. I mean,
Not being a starter for a while either.
100%. Almost
Yeah.
like he would have been a bust if he didn't play this year. He would have reminded me of like an NFL bust because he was
Because he came out
first-round pick.
hot.
Yeah,
Very
West
good.
Virginia.
West Virginia, born and raised. Playground is where he spent most of his days. But
We're talking about the
Yeah.
Eagles.
yeah, I know. Stop, calm down. I'm going with you. I'm going Geno Smith.
Yeah. And how cool of a story it's been for Geno. I mean, even against that first game where he's like, they ripped me off, but I'm right back. Like that's been his mentality all season. He was
Yep.
one of the better quarterbacks most of the season, at least when it comes to QBR and ratings. And
It was
It-
fun to watch.
it was
He was
super
very
fun
fun.
to watch. And I think like how cool, like literally everybody counted this guy out. He's nobody. He's not gonna do anything. Oh, great, Geno on the Seattle, like that's their quarterbacks. It's either him or Drew Lock. Like they weren't even thinking of him as the starter.
Yeah, everyone thought it was going to be Drew.
Yeah, and now he finished the year as a starter with playoffs, and I think he won the heart for a little bit. He'll be a starter for a couple more years.
He'll be a starter there next year for sure.
Except if we'll talk about that later.
Do you okay, Chris? Would you say Geno?
I didn't say anything.
Oh,
Oh, I said Geno. Yeah.
okay, cool. Now we've got the long-awaited defense of player of the year for the rookies,
Oh,
and we know who Chris is going to vote for.
You don't know shit.
If you could help me pronounce one of these names, I don't know how to pronounce it. So it's Sauce Gardner, Aiden Hutchinson, and the Seahawks cornerback. It's
Tariq.
Tariq. Is it Tariq?
Yeah.
Okay, Tariq Woolen.
Chris,
I mean,
who are you gonna pick?
Like you said, I'm obviously gonna fight for Hutchinson. If Sauce Gardner gets it, I'm not gonna hate too much. He's a Detroit boy.
Of
I
course.
would have rather he, played for the Lions, of course, but they're both Michigan guys that I'm gonna be happy watching their careers. Obviously, I think Hutch.
Sauce went to Michigan. I thought he went to
No,
Cincy.
he's from
Oh,
Michigan.
oh,
He went
okay.
to Cincinnati.
Okay.
This one's
I'm going-
hard.
I'm going Sauce, and no disrespect to anybody or like I think all three of those players deserve in the conversation, but to do what Sauce did as a rookie against like top rated receivers is almost insane for a quarterback. Like
I'm going Aiden Hutchinson. Only reason is his 3 interceptions as a defensive end. That is like kind of insane for a rookie. I think he had more interceptions than Sauce.
He did.
So that's like, it's like, but Sauce also locks down.
But if Sauce
quarters.
gets it, it's not because of his stats. It's because of his lockdown.
It's because of his lack of stats that people got on him. That's what it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it was insane how crazy he's been able to lock down number one. So honestly,
Wolin can get it too.
Yeah.
He had the most picks out of all of them.
Yeah, he did.
do you guys understand quarterback like stats if we read them? Like
Cornerback?
like
most
I see
of 'em.
total tackles, he had 75, 51 sack, a solo tackles, 24 assists, but I was looking for like yards and stuff. Like how many
Yeah, like the
yards?
thing is no one threw to him. Like
Yeah.
he was like a lockdown corner. Like no one threw to him.
That's what I would want to like see was like what's that percentage or kind of things like that. You know what I mean?
While you look that up, we're gonna go to rookie
Oh.
offensive player of the year.
I'm not gonna look it up. I'm not gonna find it.
Brock Purdy, Kenneth Walker the third, and Garrett Wilson. It's hard
One
to
of those
knock out-
guys is an Ohio State guy. Well, another one's a Michigan State guy. So you think I'm gonna go with Brock Purdy because he's at least an Arizona guy. But no, I'm actually gonna go with the Sparty, Kenneth Walker the third.
Really?
Yeah, I knew he was gonna be good. I mean, I witnessed it firsthand in college. Like I knew he was gonna be good, and I love the way he plays the running back position. He's a power runner. He runs angry. I picked him up in fantasy in the draft, late in the draft. I knew he was gonna be good, but then because of other things going on, I had to get rid of him. And I think Nick scooped him up or something. And then of course he starts getting playing time and he tears it up.
I'm actually gonna go with Wilson here. I think for not having a consistent quarterback throughout the whole year and still be able to put up the numbers that he did and still solidify himself as a number one. I think that's I was like, yeah, Brock Purdy obviously did what Brock Purdy did, but also Brock Purdy has what Brock Purdy has. It's like, it's hard to like put the man, you put him on the
situation.
Yeah, perfect situation. It's like, like sure there's talent there, but could you put any NFL quarterback in that position and probably do well? Probably, right? Like, sure he's really good and sure he has really good quarterback talent, but so does everyone else in the NFL. It's like, so what I think Wilson takes this. I think they give it to Purdy, but I hope Wilson takes it.
You're right. I think they give it to Purdy too.
I would be second guessing. I think Purdy would be deserving of it just based off of what he's been able to do, but that's only
100%.
5 games. Can you really base that off all 5 games? No.
Yeah.
And if I'm thinking logistically and like, hey, the regular season, who was the best rookie? I am definitely either going with Wilson or Kenneth Walker. And I would actually go with Kenneth Walker more because he had more pressure on him in Seattle doing all that. Jets kind of just look like Jets. And he did play great. But I mean, Kenneth Walker was hard-nosed running. Like he did not stop. He was fun to watch.
The only thing for me is he fell off at the end of the season.
He didn't really fall off. He was on my team. Trust me. He didn't let me fall.
But towards the end of the season, he didn't put up the numbers that he had been putting up. I mean, neither did Wilson, but
right. Because nobody throws him. So
yeah, that's the thing. It's like, we got thrown to him.
You told me to look up the Sauce Gardner stuff. So Sauce Gardner had 1 touchdown on him all year. He had only 54 yards in man coverage, so allowed 54 yards of passing, period, all season. With 20 breakups. He was like targeted 59 times, only gave up 3 plays.
Damn.
Like, those things are just for a cornerback. That's insane. You can get picked.
There's a good chance he's gonna win it.
There's a great chance he's gonna win that.
Yeah, it's just I understand, Chris, the Detroit boy. Yeah, right. You want the man to win it, the hometown hero is what I will call him. But
But he also had a great season too, so I wouldn't be surprised if
100%.
Hutch won it.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's like the Heisman, all these guys have had a great season, but name face.
Like Caleb Williams, he said, "I won this, but they're playing on Saturday, and I'm not."
Yeah. What's
So he
next?
taking offense. You said Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, I'm taking Kenneth Walker.
Cool.
And if it's not him, it's Brock Purdy.
Cool. Yeah, I know it's dumb. We're going offensive player of the year. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Hurts, Justin Jefferson, Patrick Mahomes. I don't think they give it to Patrick. Only reason is because I think he's going to win the MVP. So I don't think they would go offensive player of the year and MVP.
But how can you be the MVP and play on offense and not be the offensive player of the year? Like that doesn't make sense to me. But I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but like it's like hard to like it's like, okay, cool. Yeah, but you're not gonna. Yeah, hey, listen. I'm gonna go Justin Jefferson just because he had a crazy ass season.
And so part of the reason, Chris, I also kind of agree with you because last year Aaron Rodgers won MVP and then Cooper Kupp won Offensive Player of the Year, which I thought was actually janky because Cooper Kupp should have won MVP if that was the case, right?
Don't disrespect Aaron Rodgers.
Cooper Kupp was a Triple Crown winner last year. We'll just talk about that another time. But anyways, and fucking idiot, god damn it. I would say
not only that, he was the Triple Crown winner. And Tom Brady outplayed him stat-wise. So how the fuck did Aaron Rodgers get the MVP? But
even push that did some ayahuasca. How would Patrick Mahomes not be MVP and then not also get Offensive Player of the Year?
Yeah, that's just weird.
And if it's not him, it's either Jalen Hurts or Justin Jefferson because
you shouldn't be able to get Offensive Player of the Year if you won the MVP.
If that's the case, okay, so let's just do it.
I don't know if that is the case, but I'm just saying you shouldn't be able to because it's like, okay, cool. Sure, you got the MVP and you got the Offensive Player of the Year, but you can never put a defensive player in the MVP race.
Well, Jamar Chase
you can.
And offensive
okay,
last year.
They just don't.
Yeah, TJ Watt tied the sack record in the NFL last year, and not in the MVP race. So
right. Logistically, in the last couple of years, the person who typically wins MVP also does not win Offensive Player.
So they just doesn't.
Actually, I lied. In 2018, do you know who did it?
2018's offensive, 2018's MVP.
Wouldn't that be Tom Brady?
Nope.
Platrick Mahomes, first year.
He was 2017. Yeah.
2017. Tom Brady won MVP in 2017, but offensive player of the year went to Todd Gurley. Patrick Mahomes in 2018 was the most recent person to both win Offensive Player of the Year and.
Does he go back to back, baby?
No.
Now you don't think he gets well?
No, I think they gave it to him back then because he was like that was like new. Patrick Mahomes was new.
But he got rid of Tyreek Hill, which everybody thought was detrimental to their
team.
Yeah,
no,
like
for
lower
sure.
Class receivers. I could still see him winning it.
He could. I think he gets MVP and Jalen Hurts gets Offensive Player of the Year.
Jalen Hurts. It's a good one.
And they'll treat it like, hey, this is MVP runner up for you, Jalen.
There you go, Jalen.
You almost made it, son.
Yeah.
Who do you taking, Jay?
I'm Patrick Mahomes. That to me
go back as offensive player.
Yeah, dude. I mean, to me, it's just been.
It's
been
hard
a phenomenal season that he's had with nothing, and like you also didn't hear anything about him. We're like, I like Jalen Hurts, but with his shoulder injury, that kind of puts you out of there. Like,
the last 3 games,
right? And then Justin Jefferson,
that is true.
Games started dying. Right, like not dying, but he was shut down in games that mattered to the Vikings. He did not play.
I think you're right.
Part of that.
So JJ got shut down. Hurts got hurt. Tyreek didn't really have a quarterback for the last couple of games.
Yeah,
it kind of only sounds like P. Holmes gets it.
I'm actually surprised Tyreek. Not that he didn't have a great year himself, because everyone was like, "Oh, how's it going to go for him?" But I'm surprised he's even a finalist for this.
Yeah, me too. I was a little shocked, but it's whatever. So okay, cool. Now we've got Defensive Player of the Year, which is basically the MVP, but for all defensive players because they never put him in the most valuable player. We've got Nick Bosa, Chris Jones, Micah Parsons. Crazy to see only linemen in this.
And all NFC.
No, Chris
Not
Jones
Chris
is
Jones. Chris Jones
Oh,
is
yeah,
Chiefs.
He plays for the
sorry.
Chiefs.
My bad.
I'll go
think-
Nick Bosa.
I think. Oh, it's only regular season. I think Chris Jones gets it this year.
It's gonna go to Nick Bosa, but I'd love Micah to win it. But I think
Yeah.
Micah had as strong as a start he did. He didn't have he had a decent ending, but he was a lot hotter than in the beginning.
Yeah. He if he was gonna win it, he would have won it last year.
That would have been that whole team in general was really good on defense, so it was hard just to pinpoint one guy. And they
Same with-
targeted Micah a lot.
Yeah.
Like every team double covered him, hit him, like they did anything they could to stop him. Where I feel like Nick Bosa just fucking tore up people this year.
Just Chris Jones, man. Such a dominant D tackle.
Dominant, huge. He's so big.
Big boy. Now we got the MVP: Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, and they got a receiver in there, Justin
Yeah.
Jefferson.
We all say at the same time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. It's Patrick.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
And
Patrick
Josh
Mahomes.
Allen should probably not even be in that list.
Yeah, why did they put the two Bills that maybe shouldn't have been on that list? But whatever. There's your 2022-2023 awards picked
Can we
by
have a
the
little
three
controversy
Amigos.
talk?
What
What's
Can we have
up?
a little controversy talk?
about Josh Allen?
No, about MVPs.
Oh,
Should the MVP award always be a quarterback?
It
Is it al-
shouldn't, but it seems like it's always going to be.
so do you think they should make a most valuable quarterback and then a most valuable player?
Quarterback of the year.
Yeah, quarterback, like because it's like it literally is
Yeah.
like it
But then-
literally is like MVP is the most valuable quarterback award. That's kind of what it's become.
Yes.
I don't know the last time the MVP hasn't gone to a quarterback.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, I mean,
You guys want to think about who it was?
I have no
I
idea.
want to say it's a running back.
Okay, who? You got this.
Could it be? I don't
A
think it's
running back?
Adrian
How
Peterson.
long was it? AP when he got
Um,
2,000 yards though?
No, I don't think so.
No?
Because that
would've
was
been
what 2012.
something like
I
that.
don't think.
Yeah,
I don't think he.
that
no.
has to be no. But
Is it
he broke-
LaDainian
yeah,
Tomlinson?
No,
it
it's
was
Adrian
AP.
Peterson.
It's Adrian
2013.
Peterson.
Bro, he broke. He got 2,000 yards. Like there's no way they weren't giving it to him. If
Yeah,
you
that's
don't
true.
give it to him, like that is nonsensical right there, bro.
Yeah.
Damn, I was so close.
You had it. No, you
Year
had
after
it.
that, so Aaron Rodgers won it in 2012. Then is AP, Peyton Manning, Aaron, Cam, Matt Ryan, Tom, Patty, Lamar, Aaron.
Deserved.
All those MVPs, but not one. Only one Super Bowl.
Hey, he's got one. Don't put it
That's
out
because
there.
he only
Got
cares
one.
about MVPs.
Yeah, and he beat,
Yeah.
he beat the Steelers.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he did beat the Steelers.
Yeah,
in
of all
2000.
teams. So you like a man that only has one Super Bowl win against your team?
You gotta love.
That is
who-
weird.
You gotta love who you can't
Strangely
beat. You know.
weird.
Hey, if you can't beat them, join them. That's what they say. You know.
So then you must love the Patriots,
I fucking hate the Patriots. Actually,
but you could never beat them,
Yep.
especially when it mattered.
Moving on to the Pro Bowl.
Oh, okay. So, anyways, going back to that, yes, I going back to our like the debate of what MVP. I think no, because I think like last year we talked a lot about it with like Cooper Kupp not being deserving of it, like
Yeah.
literally being deserving of an MVP
And Aaron
award.
Rodgers probably
Rodgers
should have won it
winning
too.
which is kind of crazy. But no, like I think the most valuable player is literally someone who changed the course. So like this year, it could have easily been Nick Bosa with the 49ers because of the 49ers whole everything.
But if you go even most valuable player, I could see freaking Geno Smith being a most valuable player because they are nothing without that man. at the
Comeback player of the
quarterback.
year is more his thing. He didn't do
Yeah.
he didn't like okay, when I think of MVP, I think of like every game this man played and he was a baller. He balled out, he's doing all this. And like that's a quarterback position is really big. But I didn't even talk about Travis Kelce being in it because Travis Kelce was a beast this year. Right. And that's where it
Yeah.
gets hard because then that's targeted by the quarterback. The quarterback controls a lot.
He
of
didn't
the
even get
game.
offensive player of the year.
Yeah,
What
but
the
with
hell?
Travis Kelce, like you can make the argument that he had to step up big time this year with the absence of Tyreek. So yeah, Mahomes had an amazing year, but like how much of that was because he could rest on Kelce?
Yeah.
And
Because
he
Kelce
had,
made magic happen.
he had what 2 or 3, 4 touchdown games.
Several.
Ridiculous.
And there were so many of his touchdowns that were not thrown to him in the end zone. Like
No, he
he
had to
made
run.
plays to get to the end zone. Like so
Yeah.
I feel like he at least should be a finalist.
Right. And then like even think about like, okay, even people who are offensive linemen, like, don't even get that shot. They don't even get talked. But like, that's the thing about it. Like, who would be actually, if we didn't have this player, this person, this team, everything would have just sucked.
Like last year with Trent Williams, 99 overall in Madden, but definitely should have been in the talks of MVP. That guy changed like that offense for them.
Yeah.
I think there should be more awards that are positional based.
Yeah.
Right. And then like an overall just MVP, because I know that's a talk about everybody, because everybody is, that's been a couple years of controversy just because of the whole fact that it's always a fucking quarterback.
Yeah.
But of course it is. I think quarterback does a little bit more work, and I think it has to be a little bit smarter, and that's why they maybe always get the MVP, because it is a lot harder to be a quarterback than it is to be a running back or a wide receiver. You're not needed every freaking play, right? So
for sure.
I want to throw this out there. Pro Bowl just happened. Yeah. Kind of whatever. Whatever your opinions are on it.
Anybody watch it?
No.
Yes. Well,
I watched the highlights. I could say that.
I watched bits and pieces of it live, but then I did a deep dive on all the highlights of it afterwards to get a gist.
My favorite thing by far was Derek Carr.
With his interview with Ryan Clark.
So good.
Yeah,
and
that was great.
As of 8 minutes ago, Fox Sports just updated me. Has a visit with the Saints and might be possibly being traded there.
That'd be a good spot for him, I think.
But that leaves the question of, does good old Aaron Rodgers go to Las Vegas, meet back up with Devontae?
If he leaves Green Bay,
that would be wild.
I can only see two places. One of them is Las Vegas. The other would be the Titans.
Please come here. Please come here. Please come here.
So you can jerk off closer to him?
Yes.
I think all those ones, Vegas makes more sense for a personality like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers still like that single living life. Like, he's like the good guy, the cool guy. Like, that's kind of his persona, his personality. And don't they still have to trade for him? Like, it's not like he can just.
Yeah, he still has 2 years.
Technically, he has one more year.
What do the Raiders have to offer? And what do the Titans have to offer? Now let's think about that, right? So who has the most to offer?
Well, to be honest with you,
I'm not trading Aaron Rodgers if I don't get a first round pick. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know. At this point, don't you think that Green Bay would just be like, hey, we've had a great run. Let's leave this amicably. Where do you want to go?
You would think.
Yeah, but they
and then let him decide, and then they come up with a reasonable deal to send him there.
Because if it's like, hey, like, you've done so much for our team, you've done so much for this, like, whatever. If it's not going to be here, where do you want to go? We're not going to just send you somewhere.
I mean,
like,
and like you said, Justin, though, you said you got to get some top picks in return, or a top pick in return. Not that I know for sure, but I don't think either one of those organizations is low on their draft picks. So if all it's going to take is a pretty good pick, I think either one of them could throw that out to them.
Yeah, like a Raiders, I feel like can give up a second round this year and the first round next year and get him, and then be able to sign someone big this year, because they're 38th in the second round and 7th in the first round.
That would be appealing.
Pretty good. Yeah,
I think he probably wants to go to the Raiders.
Yeah, and plus with Devontae, you already know we already know we have chemistry and blah 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 blah. And now he's gonna be really disappointed if he doesn't make it to the fucking Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, but now how do you feel as Devontae? Like, you go to LA, or Las Vegas, or was this the whole show the whole time? Is go there?
No,
it's part of the script.
It's part of the script.
Yeah, it's part of the script. No, I mean, it's not like, I'm sure he's still upset that he's losing his buddy Carr. But like that,
actually good buddies,
that would be
right?
the best case. Yeah, they've been best friends since college. Like, they were college roommates, and they both grew up in similar areas of California, both rooting for the Raiders growing up as kids, dreaming to play for them. So like, this year was like a dream come true for the two of them, and then it quickly was not a dream at all. It was a nightmare. And now Derek's gone. But think about it. The best case scenario coming out of this would be to get Aaron Rodgers for him.
But I don't even think it was Carr's fault that they sucked. Like, I think it was just everything, and they just pinpointed him for a lot of it.
I think that the owner said it best. Yeah, we'd fire him, but we owe him too much money.
Well, that's why
So
they will have to
McDaniels.
cut him immediately after the Super Bowl
What
Who?
about
to
like
avoid.
a flip? What if they send him to Green Bay and they get Aaron Rodgers?
That'd be, but they have Jordan Love. That is like in their system. That like
Go
they.
backup. KR becomes a backup. I mean, it's
I
not.
don't think he's going to be a backup.
He's a
I don't
good
think so
quarterback.
either. But you can also do like a three-way deal then at that point. Like, hey,
Right.
Orleans, you want Carr, we want picks. So we'll send Aaron Rodgers to the Raiders. Raiders will send Carr to you, but we want a pick from the Raiders and you.
Yeah.
That'd be some NBA level stuff. You don't really see multiple team trades so often in the NFL. So
NFL.
that'd be pretty
A lot
cool.
this year.
Yeah,
Actually.
there were more issues this year than like many
Ever.
years.
Yeah. So it'd be kind of cool.
That'd be actually pretty sick if they actually did something like that. Well, he's going, as he said today, he's going to the Dark Forest to take a look on what his career looks like. Because I do keep up on Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays.
Yes.
You would think that why would I keep up on Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays? Well, because I love him.
Actually, I think that's lit. Look, can we talk about that? How cool of an experience. I would do that shit too. If I had a big decision, I'd go to the woods for 10 days and be in utter darkness. I bet it's like crazy. Think about all the things you have to go through your mind.
Just turn your phone off.
It'd be interesting.
You hate
I
him.
definitely do something.
I don't care what you say
like
about
that,
him because you hate him.
but you hear these stories of people going crazy when they spend too long in that kind of darkness. So it's like, okay, what is the good? Like, is 4 days too much? Is it the perfect amount? Like, it seems like a long time.
Oh, definitely. But I think that's the cool part about it is like coming from that, you're going to only be mentally stronger and you're actually going to understand yourself a lot better because you have no one to talk to.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he did.
No, I'm a big Aaron Rodgers hater, but I'm not going to hate on that. I think that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think he is a very interesting person. I think we got to see more of him, but he's a very interesting person when it comes to his outside life and how he makes decisions and how he does things like that. It's very fun to see.
He is interesting like that. He kind of reminds me of that like homeopathic or I don't even know.
No, you had it right the first time.
Okay, just like he just likes
the like the
cool.
Energy and like the
energy's not right here, man. I gotta go somewhere else.
Yeah, I could see him being into like chakras and I could just see him
cut his hair halfway through the season.
Yeah, like see him really get into
energy, soaking it all.
Yeah, dude. But I mean, it's produced four MVPs back to back.
Yeah, you can
not 4 back to back,
not 4 back to back, but 2 back to back.
Well, let's just get in the big money thing of it. And this is something that we didn't get to talk about last week because Chris decided not to be there. And
because he went to jail.
Our Super Bowl predictions, which were super exciting. And what that looks like. So big game coming up this week. If you guys didn't know, we're doing that live stream.
Come hang out.
This one does good. Cool. We do more future live streams, ?
Even if it's
let
not
us know
good,
if it's janky.
Yeah, if it's janky, it's janky. I'm sorry, guys.
It's the 3 of me bros way. It's done.
No, it'll be good. It'll be good. And if you're not able to, for whatever reason, watch the Super Bowl, but you have access to YouTube, we'll keep you updated. You know, you can follow along with us.
We won't show you the game because we'll get taken down, but we'll
keep track of everything.
Missed calls, how many people streak on the game, everything. Yeah, how much they eat. I'm on a diet, so I'm not gonna eat that much, but yeah.
How fire Rihanna's halftime show is.
Or if it's fire at all.
Yeah, if it's horrible.
Yeah.
That's the sign.
So grab some snacks, grab some drinks,
join us
and chill.
Yeah. Maybe we have some special guests.
Can we drink on work?
I think we should. We can.
Yeah, you can.
And I think we should bring on some guests. So
some special guests that maybe you might want to see. Come hang out. But yeah, Jay, what do we got coming up?
Oh, the Super Bowl. Number 57. 57, baby.
Yeah.
We got the Eagles taking
Heinz Super Bowl.
The Chiefs.
It's very sad that Heinz Field got taken away and it's the Heinz Super Bowl.
And their catch-up is number 57.
Yeah, that's why it's sad.
AccuShare Stadium. So let's just throw it out there right now. Who's winning?
Eagles.
Justin?
The only reason I have to say Eagles is because I think I will hate going against myself at the very start of this whole thing.
You could have won something big.
I know.
Well, I was going to
I-
get into that after this of how badly you fucked up by not taking that bet, because you really did have quite the prediction when we started this podcast that Eagles are winning the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
And then we
And
tried to make a bet with you
And I got
about it.
scared.
You got scared, but here's the thing: you would have already won the bet because Justin, if you remember, we made it easy on him. We said, "Look, they just have to make it to the Super Bowl, and you'll win this bet." So you would have already won it.
Yeah.
Can we go back in time and do it? Can I just like agree to it now?
No. Punishment would be less. It'd be
Ah. Okay. Well,
And
yeah. I
what
think the
we were
Eagles-
gonna do? Dress up as like girls?
Yeah,
and
you guys were
fucking
gonna
We were
come out
going to
here,
dress up and
You
do
guys were
some
gonna come
crazy
out
shit
here,
on
we're gonna go to
Broadway Street in
Broadway.
Nashville.
Yeah. You're gonna get us to Tennessee, all this stuff, and we were gonna have to pay for it.
Yeah.
And now it's nothing.
Oh, I know.
But-
I'm pissed.
I don't know who wins this game. Alex, you say Eagles because you don't want to get it, but Chris, I would love to hear like your logical side of it because
So,
I'm not really sure.
I'll give you my logical answer. I'm gonna go with the Eagles because I picked them at the very start of the season, and I think it's like I have to go with that, right? I ultimately think that if Patrick Mahomes is healthy, the Chiefs win. I think if Patrick Mahomes can be Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs win. But now, is he healthy? Is he doing his thing? Whatever. They did the whole step thing when he stepped off the podium and he kind of wobbled, whatever it was, right? But I know. But I'm going with the Eagles.
You're really dissecting Mahomes there.
He wobbled off the stadium, and everybody was like, "Oh, can he throw a football?" Yeah, he can still throw a fucking football because of his ankle.
Like he's not going to be on some painkillers if he's feeling anything.
Well,
Maybe
the
some-
script says that
the
Andy
script.
Reid's going to win because it's only right. He wins. He's the most winningest coach in the Chiefs franchise, beating his former team in the Super Bowl of all games. Taking
You're
Which
right.
he's also the winningest coach for.
So script has me voting Chiefs, but if I
Script.
had to pick somebody, I think the Eagles. I like Jalen Hurts. I'm not an Eagles fan. I hate the Eagles, but I'm a Jalen Hurts fan, and I would love to see after everything that man's been through win a Super Bowl. That'd be dope. That'd be really dope.
I hope. Did you hear that? After they won, or when they were winning the NFC Championship game, that they started like greasing light poles around the stadium.
Oh, they have to do that whenever any of their teams
It's so
wins or gets
funny.
close to a championship.
So funny.
Philly's crazy, and if there's any
Philly's
Philly
crazy.
fans that listen to us, then they're fucking crazy.
Please come on, because we want to know why you're so crazy.
But it's just like that Philly thing, I think. Like there's certain cities that are just a little weird and crazy about things like that. Philly's like one of them.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, guys.
Hella pussies on your fucking screen.
We're doing so
Thanks.
good without any sexual references, and Alex goes right for the pussy remark. All right, let's go. All right, perfect.
Man, this is a really tough decision. I'm hoping that this game's going to be really entertaining. When you break it down, I think the Eagles overall are the more well-rounded team, but then the Chiefs just have absolute superstars in Patrick Mahomes, in Travis Kelce, in Chris Jones. So it's just so tough. And then when I look at who I want to win, both fan bases can kind of drive me crazy. But I think I get more entertainment out of the Eagles fan base, and I get more annoyance out of the Chiefs fan base. Because if you think about it, Chiefs have only gotten really good since 2018.
Yeah.
But they act like they're better than the Patriots have ever been.
No,
in
they
like
used
their
to.
dynasty.
They used to be really good at winning 9 games in a row and then losing the rest of the season.
Right. And not doing anything in the
Not doing
playoffs.
anything. Yeah.
But now, I mean, you talk to them, you think they're already crowned a dynasty. And back after the team won one Super Bowl, the team was talking about, we're going to go for 7. It's like, okay, you just won 1 and you think your ass is getting 7 rings, which by the way was before Tom had 7 rings. And so it's just the arrogance to that fan base. Like, yeah, you've been to the AFC Championship every year the past 5 years, but you've only
not been hosted.
Even better, I'll give you that, but you've only won it 3 times, and then you've only won the Super Bowl once, and it wasn't that impressive of a win. Is like it was one play away from being the other way type thing. So as great as they are, and I'm not saying they're not going to be a dynasty, because I think they actually will be. Just kind of the arrogance around them drives me crazy. So I'm probably going to be rooting for the Eagles. And I think that, I don't know. I'm going to go with the more well-rounded team. So I'm going to go with the Eagles as well. But it can go either way.
I will have to say the Chiefs to me are almost a dynasty, basically are a dynasty. They may have not won all those Super Bowls, but like,
gotta have the ring.
They do have the ring. They have the rings.
One.
Yeah, that's
One.
fine.
No,
Okay.
like a dynasty is either back to back or you've won 3 in a very short amount of time. Cowboys, dynasty.
Hold on. Would you call the Bills a dynasty?
No. Why the fuck would you call the Bills a dynasty?
Going back,
they went to 4. They lost them all.
Doesn't matter, bro. Do you know how fucking hard it is to go back? All I'm saying is,
are you kidding? If I said to you, Alex, that I own a dynasty franchise, and I said, yeah, we've been to the championship 4 years in a row, and you said, how many did you win? And I said 0. You really gonna tell me that I own a dynasty franchise? That's not a dynasty.
Here's the difference, I would say too, is Chris, you're really blessed with just being a Tom Brady fan. And the reason why you're a Tom Brady fan, if everybody doesn't know, it's because he's a Michigan boy. Chris is from Michigan. That's just the love that it is. He's not even a New England Patriots fan. He's just a fucking Tom Brady fan.
The way I stroke Aaron, he strokes harder on Tom.
Oh,
absolutely.
No, it's on Tom and right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Literally
calls him daddy. But Tom won 3 Super Bowls in 5 years. His first 5 years.
Yes. Dynasty.
That is dynasty. And I understand, but you're also comparing that.
But it's football. It's so hard.
That's why I'm saying back to back. You either win 3 in a very short amount of time or you win back to back. In 2004, Pistons won the NBA Finals. In 2005, they went back to it, about to make a second dynasty in their franchise history. And what happened? The Spurs beat them. So guess what? That era of the Pistons isn't technically a dynasty.
But from 2005 to 2013, New England didn't win a Super Bowl.
So okay, hear me out. If you would you consider a dynasty? So you're gonna consider a dynasty as if in 5 years you've been to the Super Bowl 3 times and won 2 of them?
I'd probably consider that. Yeah.
So if they win on Sunday, they've solidified themselves as a dynasty then, because they've been to 5.
I'll give them that. I'll give them that, but I would say that is still on the stretch of things. But I'd give them it. Sure.
Because in 5 years, you've been to the AFC Championship every year, hosted it, been to the Super Bowl 3 years, and if they win. Now, if they lose, still a dynasty. I mean, it's hard to not call it a dynasty.
Yeah.
They've had just a prolonged period of.
I think everyone wants to just throw out this word
now, hear me out.
Crown all these achievements.
Before you go on your little tangent about dynasties, if they do it 8 years in a row, host AFC Championship, go to the Super Bowl 4 times, win 2.
Yeah.
Because that is a prolonged period of like dynasty. In dynasty, in my head, I go back to like Chinese culture of like these people, these families who ruled for years and years and years and years and years, right? So
exactly
in football, 8 years is a really long time. Like 8 sustained years of going to the AFC Championship and going to Super Bowl 4 of those years, very long time.
For sure. But when you say rule, that means you're top dog.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean you're runner up to a different family.
You're number 1. That makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So if they win
now, football is weird because it is so hard.
Yeah,
it is just so hard.
Well, so is ruling a country. I mean,
oh, I know, but I mean, compared to the other
you got
sports,
the baddest bitches in the world. It's a little.
The Warriors is a dynasty.
Yeah, that Warriors team was crazy.
What would you say that Cavs team was?
No.
Okay, I would agree.
The Spurs were a dynasty.
Spurs were a dynasty. Heat
with
they won
LeBron.
back to
They
back.
won
I'll give them
back-to-back.
that's a dynasty. And they went to another one after that.
No, they
Or
went.
actually, they were
went 3 years in
sandwiched.
a
They went to
row.
I think they went 4 in a row, lost the first one, won the middle 2, lost the last one, and then LeBron was out back to Cleveland. I'll call that a dynasty for
That's
sure.
a short dynasty. That's like the shortest
Yes.
dynasty. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's like a I guess the word
So basically two Super Bowls within a shorter period of time, or 2 championships in a shorter period of time, is what considers you to be a dynasty. Is what it basically sounds like winning multiple championships.
Yeah, you got to win multiple championships in a very short amount of time.
Because
Some people will
technically,
say
when did they
it's
win
either
their
got to be back to back or more than 2.
Because that's why they never say the bad boys are like a dynasty.
2019 they won their championship, right?
Yes.
19, 20, 21, 20. So if they win, it would 4 years, gone to 3 Super Bowls, won 2.
I'll give them that at that point.
Like
if
now,
they win this weekend, I'll
you
give
take
it
off
to
that first year, whatever. But 4 years if they win, right? Now, I still think I guess you're right.
But the Eagles would not be, even
No.
though they technically could possibly win a second one in a short amount of time. It's a different quarterback, different
ruler,
coaching
different
staff.
team.
It's like a different, it's so different that you really can't call it that.
Now, if they go to the Super Bowl again next year and win, yes. No,
Back
not
to
even
backs.
could you call that a dynasty, or could you just call that
Fluke.
like a really good moment in time that you had because what if they fucking fall off the next year? Like, what if they just fall off?
Like
Kinda
the Rams did this year.
Like the Rams, right? Like, what if they Rams won back to back and then fell off the next year? Like, that's not a dynasty. Dynasty is sustained amount of time where you rule. So the Patriots were a dynasty. The Spurs were a dynasty. The Heat was a really good part of time, but was it a dynasty, right? You won 2 and 4 years, but it's not a sustained amount of time.
Facts, Alex.
And to compare them back to the Patriots, they didn't get called a dynasty until they beat the Eagles for their third in 4 years?
Yeah, right.
5 years.
And even still after you won 3 and 4 years, but then you only won 3 more after that in 10 years?
They basically won those 3 and then waited 10 years to win another one.
But you would consider them a dynasty because it was sustained amount of. Now, if Patrick Mahomes in the next 5 years wins 3, then you can consider that a dynasty. Like in the next 5 years. And
to be honest with you, you could say that the Patriots are 2 different dynasties.
Almost, yeah. It's crazy.
You could say, because really the first dynasty, the only similarities are Brady and Belichick. The entire team was different by the time they won it in 2014.
But still by the same rulers. I mean, you could say that, like the same ruler and house of Brady and Belichick.
For sure.
Wow, that was a weird offset onto the dynasty part.
I think it just kind of comes up because those are things like naturally, like if you're thinking about the Chiefs right now, that's a legit question.
Yeah, it do.
I think they will be, by the way. I think they will be a dynasty.
Yeah, because I guess if you go for it, if they do the opposite of what the Patriots did, that's a dynasty, right? In 5 years you win 2, and then in 5 years you win 3. That's 2 different dynasties. It's 10 years, but you win 5. Okay, that's a dynasty. That's half of your time. You've been there. You've been on top.
What?
Well, now
that we got that settled.
Yeah, if you want to see, if you want to see if the Chiefs are going to become a dynasty, come watch our live stream. It'd be really fun. It'd be really good. Do you think that this is my last question, then we can be done. But do you think that the Kelsey Bowl is getting more hype and more surrounding than it should? Right now, it's really cool that brothers are playing each other in the Super Bowl. But do you think that it should be getting this much hype, like overshadowing almost? I've heard Kelsey Bowl more than I've heard Super Bowl.
Well, if you remember back when the 49ers and the Ravens played, they made such a big deal out of the Harbaugh brothers being the coaches, coaching against one another. So it's not surprising that they're doing it again here. It does feel a little weird to the extent, but I think it's fun. It's kind of one of those like rare moments. You're rarely ever going to see this happen. So it's cool. I'm okay with it.
To me, it's a great media push because even if anything, here's a couple of things. One, the Kelsey brothers have their own podcast, which is pretty successful.
Yeah.
That lights them up. One, Donna Kelsey is not one of who's afraid of the limelight, right? Like she likes to be it. She likes to have that. Like it looks like she enjoys it. And then, like you just said, like it's also like a great media way to get families to think about the Super Bowl. Like people who typically wouldn't want to watch football, like, oh, this girl has two of her sons are playing against each other. Oh, that's kind of sweet, right? Like, people that would want to watch that.
Let her coin toss. Let her coin toss.
To be honest, that would be cool. To be honest, though,
they're trying to partition it.
How tough would that be? Like, it's exciting this week, but come Sunday, one of your kids is going to be so ecstatic, so happy, and you're going to want to celebrate with them. But your other kid is going to feel like one of the saddest moments of their life.
But I think both of them already won a Super Bowl. So, like,
yes, even that does help that they each already have a ring.
And they're super close in the sense, like, I think, like, it'll be short-lived. Like, the fact that he's, like, living it. I think he'll be more celebrating his brother, like, and, like, make good game. Because, like, I think that's just, like, their personality.
That's right. They
they'll be fine. It's just, I'm sure it's got to be tough as a parent. Like, no matter what, doesn't matter who wins. One of your kids is
going to be happy and the other's
going to suck.
If Donna's her favorite? No, Donna's favorites. That's her mom. That's the mom. His favorite. Who is it?
Travis not Travis. Jason.
No, it's Travis.
No, it's Jason.
No, Jason says it's Travis.
No, it's no.
Of course, they're gonna say it's each other.
No. The reason, what I heard is Travis says it's Jason. Donna says it's Jason until Travis has kids. like it's just because Jason has kids, given her grandkids. That's why it's like her favorite, right? But it's not because of them. It's because of the 3 kids, or 2 kids and one in the oven. The OBGYN's going to the game.
Are you shitting me?
Dude, no, it's cool.
She's like 36 or 37 weeks pregnant. So like she could, out of excitement, have a kid. She's like real pregnant. Wow. Yeah. She could like add a
Super Bowl and having a son.
Okay. I will say this right now. If she goes into labor, it's at the Super Bowl, everything's scripted. This is all bullshit.
Yeah.
They win the Super Bowl. He gets his baby the same day. It's a script.
And I know we wanted to wrap it up, and I'm so sorry because we could talk about this forever. But really, just real quick on this, we talk about all this scripted stuff. What do you guys actually think about this? Because Arian Foster came out and said that it was scripted and all these things. Well, first off, we don't know Arian Foster.
Well, he was being sarcastic.
Yeah. Okay. Was he really?
But every sarcasm,
he was fucking with him.
Every sarcasm has a hint of truth.
And that's where Chris becomes a little what's it called?
I am
Alex. We've almost had this debate on here several times about whether we think, or whether you think it's completely fixed or not. Have we not?
Yeah, it's fixed. That's what it is.
No, I think the refs fuck up. I think the refs have biases. I think they totally have got like specific players they don't like or specific players they do like, and that influences their calls. But for it to be super scripted, you have to have so many motherfuckers involved in on it that it's bound to leak out. So
not scripted. You have one person,
quarterback.
You think one person?
Hold on. Let me.
It was like a Golden Globe award.
Hold on. Let me figure this out. Okay, you have one person going to the refs. Maybe the players. Maybe it's not scripted to the players, but a ref can change the game. Oh, that touchdown. Oh, there's holding. That sucks. Oh, that touchdown. Oh, there was holding. Oh, actually, offensive pass interference. Whatever, right? Whatever it is, it's there's no way that Vegas or whoever doesn't have a hand in football that maybe says the players might not be scripted to the players. It might not be like, oh, this is what's going to happen. This is who's going to win.
But it's the joke right now.
But it's definitely scripted in a sense of this team's going to win.
But you can't control that.
There should be no reason that the Patriots won that many Super Bowls in that short of years.
Okay,
you're actually about to ruin your argument right here.
Yes,
you're about to ruin your argument.
You're doing really, really well. Stop yourself.
Nah, dude,
Stop.
listen, I'm a conspiracy theorist at heart, bro.
There you go.
So this might be absolutely dog shit and it might sound horrible, but there's no way that teams can like there's no way that you think that this just like, bro, with everything in the world, football has to be scripted or something. Someone has to have a hand, not in every game,
No.
not in every game, not in every game, but someone has to have a hand in some kind of orchestrating of, oh, these refs made a bad call. Oh, blah, 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 blah. I think the Chiefs and Eagles will make a better Super Bowl.
Will I say that it seemed like the refs totally favored the Chiefs in that game? 100%. Do I think that came down from the NFL to the refs to say, hey, make sure the Chiefs win this game? Fucking no.
Bro,
No,
Goodell's
not a chance.
wild, bro.
And you brought up the Patriots winning so much. You do realize that Belichick got in trouble during that reign for his videotaping on the sideline instead of up in the booth.
To show them that
scripted to show that they
Tom Brady got suspended. No,
they can't get in trouble and
you're
still win.
I would agree with Chris and I would disagree with Alex. Obviously, I think Alex, your points aren't invalid, and I think there are situations with like we can even look at the Saints Viking games where there was that play, and then there's a lot of plays where like you think, okay, something's not fucked up about this, I think at the end of the day that was literally just a person fucking up.
But how has the NFL not put into place that the New York offices can override a call?
You have to do that. So it
takes so much time.
No, I'm talking.
And they have to have proof, and then they have to stop the game. And then
when you have a play like what happened to the Rams,
but the NFL wasn't there yet. It was the Rams and Saints. Sorry.
Yeah.
And it was the Vikings and the Saints. When
you have plays like that, where it's literally like, oh, that's
just a bad play call. Wow. That happens all year long. It's just a bad.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the NFL is so fast with these things.
But they didn't have NFL. They didn't have New York do that. New York's new. The whole presence of New York and New York.
But what I'm saying is like
new. So if you can make a valid argument for that for the Chiefs game.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It seems a little, if it's not scripted. Yeah, sure. I kind of sound like a flat earther on this podcast.
The refs can't. The refs can't go into a game and make it's in basketball. Yes, in basketball, you can, if as a ref, you can go into a game and make sure that another team wins because you can directly give one team points with foul and free throw shots. In football, you can't do that shit. So you can't go into a game and for sure let a team win. That team has to be making plays. That team has to be good enough to win on their own. And then maybe you can make a call or two that helps them win, but you can't guarantee a win in football as a ref.
All right, wait. That is it. That is it.
Thank you,
Let
Justin.
us hear what you guys decide. Is it actually scripted? Is it not? Like, we literally are genuinely curious. We want to hear your thoughts. Everybody has their thoughts, and we could ramble about this for hours like we did LeBron. But thank you guys for at least making it entertaining and really controversial. So I think you guys had both great arguments, and I think it's great arguments for both sides, and that's what everybody's been saying.
So I can't fucking wait for our live stream. We're just on here for 4 hours straight, and I'm just gonna rip you to shreds.
No. I'm gonna come prepared. I'm gonna have notes.
Highlighted. I can say this now.
Yep. Oh, 2:43. Oh, it's scripted. Interesting. And yes, our
Do you see the quarterback? He looked down at his wrist to read his script.
Yep, they knew it. And but okay, this is one thing I've always like thought was crazy is like the NFL coaches script the first however many games, right? Like they have a very like, this is how we're gonna run, and then after we see how they play defense, we follow up with game plan and how we're actually gonna do things, right? How crazy is it if those first 20-30 plays got out to somebody? Like those are probably held under like lock and key, because if it gets out to a defense and you know exactly what they're running exactly every time, like.
Have you heard the Mike Leach story? Mike Leach, back when he was coaching in college, purposely left out that script out near the field somewhere. And the other team picked it up. And so he purposely called plays that were the complete opposite of what they were expecting to just destroy them. So it has happened on purpose. I don't know if it's ever come
Happened on
out
accident.
as, yeah.
Well, if you want to hear exhilarating topics and arguments and heated debates, come watch us on our live stream. Come follow us on all socials at 3 Amigos Podcast. We can't wait to see what 2023 holds, what the off season holds for us. But keep listening. We'll keep producing. So keep coming out, keep having some fun. And until next time, if you guys got anything to say, say it
See you at
now
the
or
Super
forever
Bowl.
hold your peace. Yeah. See you at the Super Bowl. Jay.
Yeah, the Super Bowl.
Cool. Well, peace until the next one, guys.